Welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about our 6 to 8 combined subject program. In this program, our curriculum covers language arts, science, and social studies. I'm going to show you what to expect if you ordered this program and how to get started. This program is broken into 4 main concepts. So throughout these 4 concepts, there are multiple units, multiple lessons that your child is going to learn various skills and concepts in the subjects of language arts, science, and social studies. This package is broken into like 3 main parts, which is the actual curriculum. You're going to receive 4 parent manuals for the 4 concepts and 4 student activity books. You're also going to receive literature and a lot of literature. This is a literature-based curriculum, so every lesson incorporates some sort of literature. This is probably my favorite age level of literature because there are so many great, memorable picture books, storybooks that you're going to enjoy with your child. And then lastly is any manipulative. So our 6 to 8 program does have a couple manipulatives as well to add on to the program. If you're looking for a complete curriculum program, you are also going to want to check out our levels 6 to 8 math and level 6 to 8 reading program. Using all of these subjects together is going to ensure your child has an amazing year. For the combined subject language arts, science, and social study program, this is broken into 4 main concepts. Each concept is broken into 3 units. So this is my parent manual for concept 1. Inside here are 3 units, and each unit traditionally has around 10 lessons. Each unit will take around 3 weeks to complete depending on your schedule. The easiest thing to remember with this curriculum is just open it up, concept 1, unit 1, lesson 1, and get started. Sometimes the lessons will be taught over multiple days. So you may be working on a certain lesson for multiple days, or you may complete a lesson in 1 day. It will always notate and tell you when to stop if it's moving into another day of instruction. There are also final projects at the end of each unit. These final projects give your child an opportunity to showcase the concepts that they've learned in a fun and unique way. Now, let's jump in to the curriculum and see so you know what to expect. When we first open up our first concept, it's going to give you an overview of the unit. This is going to give you a brief description, and then it's going to give you the vocabulary for the entire unit. Then it's going to go into the unit review sheet. The unit review sheet has each lesson in the unit, any facts or definitions or concepts that you're going to want to make sure once you've completed those lessons, your child understands those concepts. Then we have our required books. So out of the huge stack of books, it's going to tell you what ones are actually needed for this unit. That is very helpful when you are trying to get organized and planned out because there is a lot of literature. So what I like to do is I like to look at my unit and say, okay, what books do I need? What supplies do I need? And that is what I keep out in our homeschool area, and I put the rest away. After the required book section, you're gonna see the materials list. Now this materials list shows everything that you're gonna need for the entire unit, but it is also broken down per lesson so you can plan. Now, that's your general unit overview. So remember, 3 units in each concept. So you're gonna see that kind of unit overview 3 times in each concept. Now, let's get into an actual lesson. So again, a lesson can take 1 day or it can take multiple days. It will always be notated. Our lessons are structured the same way. So if you've used other age levels or other subjects, you're going to be very familiar with the way the lesson is structured. It always begins with getting started. Getting started is going to have those questions to explore. Those are things you may want to discuss with your child or just keep in your mind until the end of the lesson and make sure that your child does understand those concepts. Then it goes into facts and definitions. This is going to include any words from that unit vocabulary list that are going to be included in this lesson. Then it's going to cover any skills that will be in this lesson. That's a great list for those of you that maybe need to report support for your state requirements. Then it will move on to what materials are needed for this specific lesson. If there's an introduction, it can be brief, a little bit long, but just so you know how to get started with this lesson for your child. And then we move on to the best part of the curriculum, and that is all the activities. These activities are going to vary lesson to lesson, day to day. Sometimes they are going to be pages in your student activity book. Sometimes they're going to be a discussion. Sometimes they're going to be an activity around the house. It can be a hands-on project, a craft, a recipe. You never know what you're going to get. And that is the best thing about this curriculum, is as much as it is structured similarly every day, so you know the flow, these activities are going to really engage your child, keep them interested, and help build a better understanding of the concepts, a deeper level of understanding. Some of the activities will have multiple options. So you'll see under activity 1, there's option 1 or option 2. There are variations in the activity. The activity is very similar, but read through it and find which option is going to be best for your child. They only need to complete one of the options. Once you've completed all the activities, then you're going to get to your conclusion or wrap-up section. This will have any additional discussion type items that you may want to discuss with your child, and then it also has a life application. How can they apply what they learned in day-to-day life? And you just completed your first lesson. Remember, you purchased a program for an entire instructional year, so there's a lot of things involved. Just break it down, take it one piece by one piece, one concept at a time, get the required books, the required manipulatives, and just focus on that concept. Because this has a ton of literature, here's all my books. I don't even know if you could see it because it's so heavy to even lift up. I like to keep them in these book bins, these plastic bins you can normally find at like Target, Walmart, craft stores, especially around back to school time. So what I do is when I first receive all my curriculum, I go through all the required books and I put them in order by concept and lesson and unit. So these are not in order yet. This first book would be the first book I need to grab in my Concept 1, Unit 1, and whatever lesson requires the book first, and then so on. So I would have all the books lined up so I can just keep grabbing them. This fits perfectly on shelves. Now, you don't have to do that either. You can just grab the books you need for your first concept, take your first concept, parent guide, student activity book, and put it in like a smaller book bin that easily sits on a desk. That's perfectly fine too. You have to find just what works best for you guys, and until you're actually in the day-to-day doing school, sometimes that is hard to just figure out. There's no wrong way to organize the curriculum. Remember, you have your parent manual. If you get stuck, just go back through and you will know how to complete your lesson. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. We have other videos showcasing our other 6 to 8 subjects, so make sure to check those out. And thank you so much for watching.